Basketball fans, welcome back. Stephen Curry believes the Warriors lose spirit and competitiveness when the shots aren't falling. On Monday, the Golden State Warriors suffered their worst home loss in 40 years as the Boston Celtics blew them out 125-85 at the Chase Center. It was an embarrassing showing by the Warriors as Stephen Curry was highly critical of the team post-game when asked how he processes the loss like this one.
How do you kind of process a loss like this?
I have no idea. It's just a tough one from the end of the first quarter through the rest of the game. Thought we came out with pretty good life and energy. Big part of our season has been when we can't score, we lose spirit, we lose life, we lose competitiveness. You can get away with it against some teams, against the defending champs. It's not a good formula for success.
The Warriors did start well at the game. The Warriors did start well, and the game was tied at 17 with 4:29 left in the first quarter. It seemed like we might witness an interesting contest, but the Celtics took control of the game then on. They went on a 12-1 run to end the quarter, and that was that. The Warriors will go down by as many as 45 points at one stage in this contest. They had no answers for that potent Celtics offense, but the bigger issue was definitely their own failure put the ball in the basket. The Warriors just shot 35% from the field and 26% from beyond the arc. And with each missed shot, you could see those shoulders slump just that little bit more. Curry himself was far from his best on the night, as he had 18 points, 6 of 16 shooting, 3 boards, 4 assists, and 2 steals against the Celtics. Stephen Curry was still the Warriors' most effective offensive player, which lets you know just how poorly his teammates played. The Warriors dropped to 21-21 on the season following this loss. They have been blown out one too many times this season, and head coach Steve Kerr admitted those losses have demoralized the team. The vibes, understandably, aren't great, but Curry stressed they need to be positive. That internal belief certainly will have shaken a bit by all these blowouts, but the Warriors have lost by double digits on 11 occasions this season. This 40-point loss to the Celtics wasn't even their worst loss in the campaign, as the Memphis Grizzlies had beaten them by 51 points on December 19th, 2024. It's hard to stay positive after losses like this one against the Celtics and the Grizzlies, but the Warriors will have to, or else they'll suffer another blowout in the preceding games to come. They are all set to face the Sacramento Kings, and I'll make a video talking about that. The Kings have beaten the Warriors by 30 points when they faced off on January 5th this year. They also enter this contest on a high, having won 9 of their last 10 games, but unless the Warriors bring their A game, it will get ugly again. Will the Warriors be able to get back to their winning ways? Will they be able to get back the spark that they're able to start off the season with? As they started off the season 12-3, but since then they have toiled in the bowels of mediocrity in basketball, suffering blowout loss after blowout loss. Will they be able to turn it around? Do drop me your comments down in the comment section on what you think about this. I'm gonna talk to you guys in the next one. Peace out.
How eager are you to get back on the floor in Sacramento and kind of right the ship and get back to what you guys know to be, how you can play?
I mean, they're playing well, so it's another tough challenge. You gotta. That's what you're supposed to say. It's what you're supposed to do after getting beat by 40. You have to be able to not dwell on the past. You got to be real about the fact that we're not playing good basketball and playing consistent basketball night to night. Let's be real about that. But to your point, yeah, nobody wants to sulk or have their head down and come shoot around on Wednesday morning and be ready to play against another good team.
Stuff up next 8 at home. How large a stretch do you kind of view this for your season, trying to survive without Draymond and Jonathan? Just like how big is it to kind of, I guess, stabilize here?
I don't even think of the season in those terms. We just, we kind of take it week by week, and we've got Sacramento on Wednesday, and we've got to flush this one down the toilet and get ready for Sac. We've been very competitive all year, and our guys have fought. But we've had a handful of these where we just get blown out, and it's these are demoralizing. So most important thing to me is for our guys to forget this one, have a day off tomorrow, and then be ready to roll in Sacramento on Wednesday.
Steve.
It feels like an eternity ago. Do you feel that same way? Does it seem like that long ago? Does it seem like your team is so changed from kind of what was happening then?
Yeah, we have an entirely different roster, pretty much. Obviously, especially without Draymond out there. But you look across, they have, besides Porzingis, they have pretty much the whole rotation still. So, and they are the defending champs, so they're coming in with a level of, confidence and swagger about them. And it's the exact opposite of what we have right now. So, yeah, obviously great memories, but definitely feels like a long time ago.
Stuff beyond.
I don't know. I think nobody likes to get embarrassed like that, especially the way we started the first quarter. I know everybody's on a back-to-back. Obviously, I didn't play yesterday, and the Kings have a very fast-paced offense, but they pretty much had every option they wanted and offensive rebounds in the first quarter. So when you're looking up and it's a double-digit lead before the first time out and 36-21, like, we're not really built for, especially with the situation, like, to have that crazy comeback. So I don't want to overreact to it, but you also have to address, the execution that, we didn't do. Obviously, a couple of times in the first quarter, we were gifting them possessions. So it was just kind of a mindless first quarter that established their dominance, and we had no answer for it.
Within that, how concerning is a loss of kind of this magnitude? I guess I'd say.
I don't know. I think nobody likes to get embarrassed like that, especially the way we started the first quarter. I know everybody's on a back-to-back. Obviously, I didn't play yesterday, and the Kings have a very fast-paced offense that they pretty much had every option they wanted and offensive rebounds in the first quarter. So when you're looking up and it's a double-digit lead before the first time out and 36-21, like, we're not really built for, especially with the situation, like, to have that crazy comeback. So I don't want to overreact to it, but you also have to address, the execution that, we didn't do. Obviously, a couple of times in the first quarter, we were gifting them possessions. So it was just kind of a mindless first quarter that established their dominance, and we had no answer for it.
You within that answer, you said you're not built kind of for the comeback. I mean, you just don't have the offensive firepower to be like a come from behind type team.
I mean, we haven't shown that. It's just one of those things where you don't want to be in that situation. Like I said, especially a back-to-back where the guys exerted a lot of energy last night to get that win. So we would love to have started the game a lot better to give ourselves a chance and not be in that situation where we've been, where, you're having to have crazy offensive fireworks to even have a chance to come back. Like, that's not our MO.
Yeah, I mean, I expected better energy. I think we're suffering from a crisis of confidence right now, frankly. You can see it, you can feel it. I don't mind missed shots, but I mind when missed shots affect the defense and the attitude, and we feel deflated right now, and there's no room for feeling sorry for ourselves in the NBA, in life in general, right? We can't let disappointment dictate, our approach to the game. We have to do the opposite. We have to bring more fire. We have to outcompete our opponents when things aren't going our way. And that was what was most disappointing tonight. Was I just felt like everybody was down, and we didn't have a competitive spirit. And if you don't have that, you've got nothing. And so we've got to find a way to build that back up.
Steph in particular you mentioned the word deflated. He seemed deflated. I mean, obviously he's not unconfident offensively, but it does kind of seem to feel like this slump, the team slump is weighing on him. I mean, are you seeing that?
Yeah, I can see it. I can see it with Steph, and he's continued to be brilliant night after night. But at his core, he's a winner. He's a champion. He wants to compete at the highest level. And we just saw it a few months ago in Paris. The best of the best, and he takes over the fourth quarter when everything's on the line. That's who he is. That's what he lives for. And so he is really struggling with the emotion of not being competitive right now. He probably hasn't had to deal with this since his his first couple of years in the league. So he's definitely struggling with it.
Steve, what do you think specifically their zone?
I think somebody said we've gotten blown out, something like this, like once a year. And we've responded, we bounced back before.
You've actually had 2 50-point losses in the calendar year because there was that one at Boston.
Yeah, that was a rough one too.
How would you?
I like the vibes better right now.
That was my question.
Yeah.
How would you compare the vibes now to then? This team's ability to bounce back to that one.
We're gonna keep saying it because I should genuinely believe it. Like we're better than what we've been playing. We're better than what we showed tonight. The vibes are way better. So it's nice to say it, but you gotta do something about it. And I feel like we can. So we'll just wait and see.
Still, no, don't panic.
Say what?
It's still don't panic, right? I think you had said that earlier in this slump.
I don't like the panic word. I like accept where you're at and buck up and try to figure out how to change the momentum of the season. So panic kind of means you don't have an answer. I think we do have answers. It's just there's obviously a sense of urgency for sure.
Steve, when it comes to having a quiet team, how much do you let the players talk to each other, or the veterans gather the locker room? And then how much do you use your voice, and do you sense you're getting through to the guys?
Yeah, I mean, as a coach, it's a delicate balance. When we're fragile like we are right now, I don't think that screaming and yelling at them is going to help. I'm trying to keep their confidence up. I'm trying to encourage them. But at some point, that may have to change. I mean, we can't keep going this way. 2 straight games being non-competitive at home. We have to find some fight, and so we may have to resort to some different tactics. But more than anything, we've got to be connected defensively to give ourselves a chance.